cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank. Investing that money into money is moved. And money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Look for something in the middle. She's like a presentation cycle. Look for something in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. Money is all over water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank. Money is using that money. The bank isn't holding your money out or investing that money into money is moved. And money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So you're rich. You can get the mining hole. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So you're rich. You can get the mining hole. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. Money is all over water. Patient cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank isn't holding that money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get right. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle, just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. You can see how the water is moving. You can feel the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. Money is all over water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank isn't holding that money out or investing that money. The money is moved. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. Money is all over water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank isn't holding that money out or investing that money. The money is moved. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get right. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get right. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get right. You can see how the water is moving. You can create a way again. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get right. Money is all over water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank isn't holding that money out or investing that money. The money is moved. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. You can be standing on the cloud with a range. You can get rich. So when you're rich, you can live up the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and get wet. can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of the river, or you can be standing on the cloud of the range. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something about the summer and you wait. Money is all about water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Once again, money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. For something to do. Just like presentation cycle. There's something about the cycle that you wait. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud and range and get rich. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something about the cycle that you wait. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. For something to do. Just like presentation cycle. There's something about the cycle that you wait. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud and range and get rich. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something about the cycle that you wait. Money is all about water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. And when you put the money into a bank, bank is using the bank is doing the power. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. She's like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river, or you can be standing on the cloud and range to make it rich. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something in the middle of the cycle. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. She's like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river, or you can be standing on the cloud and range to make it rich. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something in the middle of the cycle. Money is all about water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying. When you put your money into a bank, bank is using the money. Bank is going to the airport. Investing that money into the money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. She's like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river, or you can be standing on the cloud and range. Up in the middle of the cycle. Money is all about water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. And when you put your money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is going to the airport. Investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. It's like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that. Standing on the cloud and range to be different. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something in the middle of the cycle. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. Just like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river. You can be standing on the cloud and range to be different. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something in the middle of the cycle. Money is all about water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is never staying still. And when you put the money into a bank, bank is using the money. The bank is going to go to the airport. Investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. She's like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river, or you can be standing on the cloud and range to make it rich. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something in the middle of the cycle. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. Just like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river, or you can be standing on the cloud and range to make it rich. So you want to reach the lining pole. There's something in the middle of the cycle. Money is all about water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. And when you put the money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is going to go to the airport. Investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. There's something in the middle. She's like a precipitation cycle. There's something in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in the way of that river. You can be standing in the cloud. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is into your money. The bank is into money. Your money out or investing that money. The money is moved. The money moves again. Money is always moving. Or to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like in the situation cycle, put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can plan away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. You say you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like in the situation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You can see how the water is moving. You can plan away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. So in the middle of the cycle, you're gonna get rich. Money is all about working. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank is into working your money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. Or to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like the precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like in the situation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. Money is all about water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is working your money out or investing that money. The money is moved. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like in the situation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can feel the way of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like in the situation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can feel the way of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. Money is all about fortune. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. When you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank is working your money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like in the precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like the precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. You're gonna get rich. So you're gonna get rich. You're gonna get the lining. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. Money is all about water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank is working your money or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like the precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in away of that river. Or you can be standing on the cloud in a range. Yourself in the middle of the cycle. You're gonna get rich. Money is all about water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using that money. The bank is working your money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Look for something in the middle. Just like a suggestion cycle, put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away. You can be standing on the line. Make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a suggestion cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You see how the water is moving. You can begin away. You can be standing on the line. But wait, you can do it. So you're reaching out and up the line. So the middle of the cycle and make it quick. Money is all over the world. It's like a suggestion cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. And when you put the money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is pulling your money out. Or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away. Or you can be standing on a concrete range and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away. Or you can be standing on a concrete range and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. Money is all over the world. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. You can keep the money into a bank. The bank is using the money. The bank is using the money. Or investing that money. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away. Or you can be standing on the cloud with a bench and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away. Or you can be standing on the cloud with a bench and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. Money is all about water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is pulling your money out or investing that money. The money is moved. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the middle is moving. You can begin away in that. Or you can be standing on the concrete range and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the middle is moving. You can begin away in that. Or you can be standing in the concrete range and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. Money is all about water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is using the money. The bank investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away in that. Or you can be standing on the cloud with a bench and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see how the water is moving. You can begin away in that. Or you can be standing on the cloud with a bench and make it quick. So you're reaching out and up the line. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. Money is all about water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Don't ever put your money into a bank. The bank is using the money. The bank is pulling your money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the cycle and make it quick. You can see see how the water is moving, you can be in a way like that. Or you can be standing on the top of the ridge, so you're reaching into the lining bowl. So you can hold the circular gateway. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Something in the middle, just like in a circulation cycle. Something in the middle of the circular gateway. You can see how the water is moving, you can be in a way like that. Or you can be standing on the top of the ridge, so you're reaching into the lining bowl. So in the middle of the circular gateway, money is all over the circulation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. And you can put your money into the bank. And you can use it with money. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation, someone put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. You can see how the water is moving, and you can be in a way that you can be standing on the clouds of the range to get rich. So when you're rich, you're going to give a blinding bowl. Put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle, just like a presentation, someone put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. You can see how the water is moving, and you can be in a way that you can be standing on the clouds of the range to get rich. So when you're rich, you're going to give a blinding bowl. Put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. Money is all over water. It's like a precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is just the bank is the money. Because you got money, the money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. You want to get very rich. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a precipitation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the circle. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in a way that you can be standing on the clouds of the range. Yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. Money is all over water. It's like the precipitation cycle. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is using the money. The bank is either moving your money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in a way that you can be standing on the cloud of the range. So when you're rich, you're going to have a lining bowl. Put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. What you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in a way that you can be standing on the cloud of the range. So when you're rich, you're going to have a lining bowl. So in the middle of the circular gateway. Money is always moving. Money is never staying still. Even if you put your money into a bank, the bank is just the money. The bank is not only your money out or investing that money. The money is moving. The money moves again. Money is always moving. If you want to get very rich, what you have to do is identify ways in which money is moving. Put yourself in the middle. Just like a presentation cycle. Put yourself in the middle of the circular gateway. You can see how the water is moving. You can be in a way that or you can be standing on the cloud of the range to make it rich. So when you're rich, you're going to have a lining